Give it to him. Just preach him. So, my last video I had mentioned my daycab Karen. Well, last year, when the hurricane went through Florida that caused a whole bunch of tornadoes, when my truck was in the shop, a tornado went, torqued the whole shop. My truck was like tilted to the side. Other trucks was on it. A whole bunch of stuff had hit it. The cab was damaged. Everything was damaged on the inside. Need a whole new dashboard. The dashboard had crumpled up from it being bent all over. It was real bad. It was real bad. So I've been trying to piece it back together, but because it's a 1999 truck, it's a Sterling at that, with a Cummins N14 Select Plus and an Allison 9-speed transmission in it, right? So it got damaged real bad. So when I was talking with the insurance company, they're like, well, can you fix it? Everything like that. So we was trying to fix it. But the problem is parts for that particular year to try to fix a whole bunch of stuff, just haven't been able to find the parts. Now it's been almost 9 months since then. That time, and haven't been able to do it. So last week, Friday, the insurance company was like, well, we just gonna cut you a check for the value of the truck. Now the value of the truck is just really in the engine and in the new transmission that was on it, right? Because the truck really wasn't valued that much. I mean, it really wasn't valued that much. So they cut me a check for like $7,500. Now, I paid $6,000 for the truck. Okay? So I paid $6,000 for the truck 5 years ago. From that truck, I have made about $700,000 out of that truck. So I done got my money back out of that truck. When I say made, for y'all, some of y'all mathematicians out here, that's what it gross before all expenses. Okay? I average about $270,000 a year on that truck. I didn't have it for 5 years, but it only been running for the last 4 years. Okay, it's been running for the last 4 years. Okay, so it's only been a little bit over 700 in the last 4 years that I made off that truck, because when it had broke the last time, I went and leased this truck, and I had to fix that truck, and it was a minute before I got a driver put inside that truck. Then I made that truck just like a Florida-only truck that didn't go out the state of Florida. And I was taking it all up to North Carolina, Tennessee. I was in Kentucky with it. I was in Indiana. I was in Ohio. I was in Louisiana. Yeah, Alabama, Mississippi, inside that daycab. That daycab did me great, okay? It did me great. I wouldn't suggest that to anybody, especially if you don't know nothing about trucks and how to fix that. If you don't know nothing about trucks and don't know how to fix nothing, I wouldn't try that. So now I got to get another truck. All right. And y'all know the story about my other truck that I had before I got this replacement company. They wound up selling it, and they gave me $7,500. Put down $5,000, then they gave me $2,500. Excuse me, when they didn't sold it because they didn't want to fix it and stuff like that. So cool. So this one is just a lease. It's not a lease purchase truck. So I got that back earlier, about 2 weeks ago. So I'm sitting on about $15,000 that I can use towards the purchase of another truck. So the question is, what type of truck will I get? That's the question. What type of truck would I get? Now, I can tell you it's going to be a Kenworth. I can tell you that much. It's going to be a Kenworth with an IS X15 motor or IX X15 in it. It's going to be one of those. I just don't know if I want to get a condo, if I want to get a day cab yet. All right, so I'm not sure. Now, that truck was leased on, the day cab was leased on to West Motor Freight. It still was running up on their numbers. So, I'm thinking about going ahead and getting my own authority. I've been running with the same brokers now for 5 years. The exact same brokers. Only one broker told me I would have to have my authority for 1 year before they are able to work with me. So 5 that I work with mostly all the time said that they'll take me right out the gate. Right off the gate. First authority, they'll take me right out the gate. The other ones that I work with, sometimes I need 3 months of aging. But the 5 that I use majority of the time said that they'll take me right out the gate. And then, so, because I've been thinking about this for a minute, right? So the last 2.5 months, I've just been using those 5 particular brokers inside of this truck, right? Plus, I've been going home every weekend. Okay, going home every weekend. So I've been using those 5 particular brokers that I only can use when I get my authority. And I've been using those same 5 with the same reps, and they'll be my, if I get my own authority, they will say that, yeah, they'll go ahead and be my same reps with my own authority. And I've been tracking how much I would make if I'm going home every single week inside of my own truck with my own authority. Okay, now the fuel cards that I use, I already get discounts and stuff like that with my fuel cards, so I save on the fuel cards and stuff. The only difference is the $1,300 a week that I pay for this lease payment, but it's an all-included lease payment, full maintenance. I don't have to worry about nothing. Only time I spend money on this truck if I get a tire blowout outside of their coverage area where they at, then I have to pay for it. But if I get tires at their shop, I don't have to pay for any tires. So that's my only expense, is that. So that's why it's $1,300. Y'all see $1,300? Like, woo, woo, yeah, but it's full maintenance. I don't pay for nothing. I don't pay for no PMs. I don't pay for nothing. Nothing. I don't pay for nothing. If I see I'm gonna need tires, they start to break or whatever like that, I take it right to the shop, get me a set of tires on, or just replace that one tire, then I just keep it moving. That's just how it works. So yeah, so $1,300 was working for me, right? But now that $1,300 would be inside my pocket, plus what I already was making. Okay, so for me going home every single week, if I add that $1,300 to what I already was making, that's a substantial amount of money that I would be making under my own authority. Going home every week, still running the same loads that I normally run. Okay. So, for me to do that and to be bringing home over $3,800 a week, every single week, it's pretty good for me. Okay. It may not be good for you. It may not be no money for you. I know y'all make all kinds of money. I get all that. My expenses is not that much. Why? Because all my expenses I had, my house, y'all done see my brand new house, 5-bedroom, 3 full bath, 2,600 square feet, 2-car garage house. Y'all didn't seen that. I got all that when I was with Warner, making $1,300 a week. Everything. $1,300 a week. Y'all saw me with the motorcycle, my vehicles, all that was with Warner, making $1,300 a week. My expenses is low. Yes, I stay in Florida, okay? Good credit help you do all that kind of stuff, okay? Fix your credit. So, that's why I'll be okay with it. Because all my bills, my overhead is low. All my expenses. I don't go out and rush to buy the next thing. Matter of fact, the cell phone I got, I done had this cell phone for 8 years. Hey, if it's not broke, I don't try to replace it or fix it. I'm going to ride this thing out until it just don't work no more. Okay, I'm not that type. I'm not the materialistic type. My wife is not the materialistic. I didn't bring my kids up to be materialistic with stuff. They fine with Walmart stuff. I'm fine with Walmart shoes, Walmart stuff myself. Now, my suits, that I wear to church, yeah, they cost some money. Okay, they like, they like $600, $700, $500 suits. But that's different. That's for the Lord. That's for the Lord. Same thing with my wife, church clothes and stuff. That's totally different. But we're not that type of people that go out and just be spending money just because you got money. Okay, you never did this. Even when I leveled up, I stayed down here, live below my means, because I wasn't where I wanted to be in life just yet to go out and start to spend all this money just because I was making a lot more money. I was just fine saving money off of $1,300 a week. That's the same thing I have been keeping since then, $1,300 a week. That's how I roll. Anything more than that, it goes inside of savings. That's just what it is, because I got 3 kids. I had twin boys. I had to buy two cars at the same time for my boys. So when you know that, you got to save up for all that particular stuff. And then I got to help them do all this other kind of stuff, keep it up. I got to show them how to do oil changes. I can, all this other particular kind of stuff. They pay their own insurance. They just turned 20 last Friday, and they're gonna start playing their own cell phone and have their own cell phone plans. I'm trying to do little steps with them. Hey, they don't have any vehicle payments. They just got vehicle insurance, right? So now I'm gonna add their cell phone bill to their insurance, so they cover all the expenses of their vehicles. And now this month, because they turned 20, they're gonna have their own cell phone bills. I'm trying to do stuff in stages for my kids and show them how to manage their money the right way, so they don't get out here and jump on just the next best thing. Okay, so it's all about managing your finance. You got to know how to manage your finances, right? So that's the question. I'm not sure if it's going to be a daycab or is it going to be a condo. When I get out there and when I done found 3 of each. I done found 3 condos and I done found 3 daycabs. Now, I have to fly out to the dealership. I spoke with the dealership. I already got approved. Okay, I already got approved. And if y'all do y'all research, y'all can see this too, because I found them in the Truck Paper magazine. It's $12,985 down. That's right, $12,985 down. Your monthly payments is $924 a month. Okay, that's all it is. You can have some challenge credit. All right, so for $13,000, I can get any of these 6 vehicles that I then picked out to go look. I have a mobile mechanic that I've been talking with for the last 2 weeks. He's going out there to the dealership on Wednesday to look at all of them. It's $400 for the first vehicle, and then it's $100 for each vehicle that he checks after that. I gave him a list of vehicles. So I gave him the list of the condo I want him to look at first, and the daycab I want him to look at first. And then once he look at it, checks it all out, put it on the computer, test the crankcase pressure, knock out the cylinders, make sure the engine is keeping all this pressure like it's supposed to be doing, checking to make sure the injectors are working properly, making sure that it regens properly, all those numbers are there, making sure the pumps is pumping properly, the fuel pump and the def pump, make sure the dozer valve is open and closing like it's supposed to be doing. He's going to do all that, test driving the vehicle, looking at all the bushings, all the hoses, see if it's any dry rot on anything rubber, see if it's a dry rot, checking the kingpins in the front. He's doing all that for me, and he's going to videotape it for me when he get out there as well. I got the salesman. He's going to be bringing out the trucks to the mobile guy so he can inspect the truck. So if the first truck condo is good to go, he's not going to check another. And if the first daycab is good to go, he's not going to check another. It's just whichever one he's checked, when that one is good to go, he stops right there. He stops right there. And the guy was like, hey, well, on the condo trucks, he said he got like 20 of them in my price range. So the payment could still be under $1,000 a month. He got 20 trucks out there that the payments could be under $1,000 a month, and those are other condos. He got like 12 day cabs that the payments be up under $1,000 a month, with the $13,000 down and stuff like that. So this week finna be an interesting week. I got a lot of stuff going on that I'm planning on doing. So y'all stay tuned for more videos, and I'll let y'all know what's going on.